You find yourself in a tavern. Sweet swirling onion rings again? So is this like the Inn of the Prancing Pony? Is there a mysterious stranger in the corner staring at us? Yes. And yes.
A 1976 called. They want their intro back.
Wait, is this like a thing? Like, why are you so mad?
Because my mother didn't love me enough.
How do you start a campaign? Well, that depends. Hi, I'm Legal Kimchi, and even though I'm not a bearded white guy, I dispense D&D advice on the internet. And this is some DM good gaming. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, even if you think I'm an idiot, because you're probably right. Have you ever wondered why starting in a tavern is a cliche? I went searching to see what was the first adventure for D&D that actually starts in a tavern, and I was unable to find one from the 1970s that did so. Some have situations that happen in a tavern, but none seem to actually start in the tavern with the mysterious person in the corner or the door busting open. So far as I can tell, this trope is from dungeon masters using the Inn of the Prancing Pony as a model for how the adventure starts, because that's basically where the Lord of the Rings adventure gets started. Tom Bombadil, the movie cut you for a reason. You would think that adventure after adventure starts with your characters throwing back pints of ale. Yet most classic modules either assume you already took the job and are standing at the entrance of the dungeon, or that characters have heard that they need to talk to Mr. So-and-so in the town hall to discuss the matter of whatever. The mayor tells you that the reward for helping them is 1,000 gold pieces. Each? So far as I can tell, the trope of starting in a tavern is a community-created trope. It's a tradition, and one that I kind of love. If you are a brand new DM and have brand new players, they may not even know that the trope is a cliche. I started my last 3 campaigns in a tavern, and no one complained, mainly because the action that happened in the tavern only lasted about 30 minutes. Part of what makes a tavern such an ideal starting location is the nature of what a tavern really is. A place of talking, rumors, community gatherings. You can actually give the players multiple adventure hooks just from what they hear in the tavern. It's like a quest hub. Don't you wish actual bars were like that? Hey, let's get the check. I got work in the morning.
I got a job that you can do. It appears that there's treasure hidden in an old wizard's tower. Magic and more rest in its depths, and evil guards the way.
Already emailed the boss that I'm sick.
Let's do this.
But it's true. Everyone gets tired of the same thing over and over again, and maybe you want to spice it up a little bit. There are tons of ways of introducing adventure hooks. The key is to make cooperation between the party members the reasonable choice. You need to answer the question of why the party becomes a party. One thing I like to do is have the game start at the end of a simple job that they all accepted. The group actually met up because they're mercenary bodyguards to a traveling merchant caravan. Once they arrive in the new town after completing the job, they already know each other and they can grab onto whatever adventure hooks that you have. There are a lot of other great options as well, but for me they fall into 2 categories: clear campaign and fun start. Now, the clear campaign is a situation where the introduction actually gives them an objective to go for. The fun start is just an interesting way to drop them right into the action. For instance, you can have them start as prisoners the moment they bust free, though this has been done before. You can have the party as survivors of a shipwreck as they find themselves stranded on a foreign land. You find yourself on foreign shores, the ship splintered behind you. So we survived the shipwreck. What do we do now? Yeah. What are my options?
We build a hut from the wreckage. I search for volleyballs.
These are interesting ways to start, but with inexperienced players, they may feel like they lack a certain clear direction of what they need to do next. A little bit of railroading goes a long way for new adventurers. RPGs are unlike any other game in the level of freedom that it provides the players, and for a lot of newer players this can be really daunting. Providing a clear objective can really help. Now here are examples of a couple of openings that can give your players set objectives. They're newly minted adventurers who have just become licensed in the kingdom when the ceremony is attacked. The party initially fights to survive, but then they have to investigate why the ceremony was attacked. Someone is trying to eliminate adventurers. Is it a cult? Maybe a criminal syndicate? Maybe a new necromancer? Who benefits from the removal of these volatile forces? Or maybe they're a troop of soldiers in the aftermath of a losing battle, behind enemy lines and trying to make their way back home. If they do make it back, do they continue fighting the war, or do they leave to fend for themselves after seeing the futility of this fight? Or maybe a party member receives a letter from a childhood friend. The kids from the orphanage where they grew up are being picked off one by one. What's so special about these kids in the orphanage? Maybe they're the children of a dead god, or maybe they're the offspring of the leader of the Assassin's Guild who is hiding them away from their enemies. Maybe they're just looking for one of them, who's an essential piece to a ritual necessary to summon Orcus into the realm. All of these later examples provide a background story for your campaign. They're like the main storyline from Skyrim or Baldur's Gate. Players can latch onto it if they want to, but they're still free to make their own way in the world. And as you can probably see from the examples that I've provided, feel free to steal from other mediums. You come across a parchment sealed with a mysterious symbol you've never seen. It's addressed to the wizard Frederick Flamehands. You remember there is a local hermit, Old Fred, who lives not far from you. You feel compelled to deliver this message to him.
What about my uncle and aunt? They might need me for the harvest.
I got bad news for you. The thing that you're probably most worried about is the thing you need to be worried about the least. The introduction of the game is not nearly as important as the middle or the end. If you have a new group, have yourself a session 0 and figure out what type of game your group wants to play. Discuss with them whether or not the characters know each other prior to the adventure. How they want to start dictates what type of start you can use. Maybe they are fine with you just plopping them in front of a dungeon and saying, "Let's go." I've finished campaigns where the players said it was the best one they've ever played in. But when I asked them to remember how it started, more than like a year later, the player blinked and said, "I don't remember. Something about goblins and saving someone?" They remembered all the moments in the campaign. They remembered how it ended, but the beginning felt like ages ago, and they had a hard time remembering the details. Part of that is because whatever you do in the intro, it's going to be an awkward session. In that circumstance, they were just learning the rules, having never played 5th edition before. It was the first session in a long time for many of them. But once we got going, the experience became magic. So don't worry, your players will forgive even a cliche beginning. They may even get a kick out of it. If they really raise a stink, maybe it's not the kind of person you want to play with. Thanks for watching, folks. Remember to like and share the video, subscribe if you liked it, and hit the bell icon so you're notified when we upload new videos. Spread the word with your friends. It really helps the channel out. If you have any questions or comments on this video, comment down below and I'll respond to it. I really love engaging with you guys in the comments section. And remember, roll dice, roll play, and roll with it.